Hi, thank you for watching our video today. My name is Boyd with BC Precision Shooting. I'm a 21-year U.S. Army military veteran with multiple combat rotations. I've served with the 1st of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment for nearly 8 years. My passion growing up and while in the Army has always been shooting, and more than that, long-range shooting. I've shot 3 guns, sporting clays, and multiple PRS series sports. While on duty flying helicopter ambulance years ago, I was sitting with a good friend and we determined that ordering the right scope height rings the first time is always a mystery. Not to mention mounting it to the firearm properly right the first time. So we'll be determining what scope we should purchase by first determining what application I'm going to use the scope for. And let's talk about that a little bit. Am I going to use this for tactical, hunting, target practice, short range or long range, or maybe a combination of all? We will cover this in another video, so stay tuned and be sure to look forward to the other videos coming up. Today I'll be mounting a Bushnell 6x24 power first focal plane with a BTR 1mm reticle scope on my daughter's Savage 17 rifle. I wanted to teach my kids to learn to shoot a mil reticle application and be able to eventually take this scope and place the scope on my daughter's 6.5 Grendel and be able to get 21 mils of elevation out of the turret travel for reaching out to 1,000 yards with her new rifle. Now let's get started mounting the scope and determine what scope rings we need to have the proper fit. Now what do I mean by the proper fit? For the proper fit for a scope, we need it to fit our eye relief, yes, but we also need to make sure that we can get the scope as low as possible to the bore without touching the barrel. About 1/8 of an inch is what we're looking for. The lower the height will help us squeeze out that last couple of feet out of the elevation at our turrets at long ranges. You will notice that I left all the pieces of the precision scope height indicating tool disassembled in the box. This way you're going to get more longevity out of this tool. Alright, first of all, we've already cleared the firearm. The firearm's been cleared. Now we're going to install the precision scope height mounting tool to the rail using our Picatinny rail system. Securing these finger tight. Then the next thing I want to do is get the bottom base. Secure my bottom base. Now I'm going to go ahead without putting any of my spacers in, and I'm going to go ahead and set and cradle my scope in the rings. This already looks like a good height. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the Picatinny rail. I'm going to take a measurement for these particular rings that I'm going to use today. I'm going to measure from the bottom of the Picatinny rail, the bottom of the scope, to the bottom of where the bell sets. I've got 0.260. So I know that I'm going to need a scope ring that is at least within 10 thousandths of 0.260. So I just obviously happen to have these on hand. This is a 0.250. So if I mounted these onto the scope with this scope right here, I would be within 10 thousandths. Keep in mind, I also want to make sure that I have the proper height and the proper eye relief as well. Now one of the things that I would like to do and I'd like to explain to you, what I'm doing is I'm taking my 30mm scope tube and I'm taking my inserts and I'm going to go ahead and secure the scope onto the rifle using these inserts. Once I determine that I have the rifle and the scope secured, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get down behind the rifle. I'm going to look behind the rifle. I'm going to make sure that my eye relief is such that I'm able to see through the scope. If I need to go lower, I would have to purchase a lower set of rings, and then I can take the measurement from there. If I can't go any lower with my scope, then I'm going to have to think about bringing the back of my rifle up. We'll get into that also in another video. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.